our group case study of a food manufacturing company in Malaysia that forced to shut down, which is a factory that produced tea and coffee products. The article that we found from Harakah Metro was reports that a tea and coffee factory in Malaysia was ordered to close after a rat carcass was discovered during an inspection. Besides, it was found to have violated hygiene standards, which raised concerns about contamination risks to consumers.
The objective of this study case is to understand the importance of food safety and hygiene in the food industry. Next, to identify critical safety and hygiene issue in a real-world scenario. Lastly, to apply hazard analysis and critical control point (HACCP) principle to address food safety concern. For the real case in Malaysia of food manufacturing company, the Penang State Health Department has conducted an operation by the Food Health and Quality Division at a factory that produces coffee and tea product, which has been in operation for the past 50 years, 2022. Through obstacle, this operation was carried out due to numerous complaints from the public. All the following offences caused the factory to not meet the standard under the Food Safety Assurance Program (PJKM). Somehow, after this operation was carried out, the Penang State Health Department decided to close the factory for 2 weeks under Section 11 of the Food Act 1983 for cleaning work and issue a compound worth 5,000 ringgit Malaysia for the offence of employing workers without typhoid injection and not wearing personal protection equipment (PPE). Among the offences found at this factory are the level of cleanliness is unsatisfactory, the faces and carcasses of rat believed that has been dead for the past 3 days were discovered in the product storage section, the use of equipment that has not complied with the standard which made from stainless steel and wood, the condition of the floor is puddle and has water reservoir. Workers are not vaccinated for typhoid and are not wearing personal protection equipment (PPE), and lastly, the use of dubious halal logo on product packaging.
Next, let's move on to the next topic, which is safety issues. So first of all, improper food storage. Food can become contaminated during processing, packaging, transportation, and also storage. In this issue, authorities found offences and raised surfaces in the storage area of the product that had already been packaged. Next is equipment failure. Equipment that's not properly maintained or designed can lead to food safety issue, which is the equipment that this company used does not comply with the set standards because some are made of stainless steel and some are made of wood only. And last but not least is cross-contamination. Harmful microorganisms spread from one food to another through contact with contaminated surfaces, utensils, or hands, which is workers did not receive vaccinations and did not wear the proper personal protective equipment (PPE), which is not comply of HACCP.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the hygienic issues that we found in the company. So, first, we have the pest infestation, which is overwhelming presence of an excessive number of unwanted pests such as cockroaches, rats, flies, and many more in a specific area. Such as like in the article, said that a rat carcass was found in product storage store during an inspection. Next, the unclean facilities. Inadequate cleaning of surfaces and equipment and improper waste management. Like the equipment used did not comply the standard set.
Food hazard. From biological hazard, Solitorium, Hemilia, and Fusarium are the main fungal pathogenic general on coffee. Fusarium species are the main pathogenic affecting coffee, causing disease and producing toxin. The most serious fungal disease of coffee reported are coffee leaf rust, coffee berry disease, and from chemical hazard, coffee bean seed can be contaminated by toxigenic fungi, including P. glabrium, which was a producer of betaline. Betaline is one of the most critical mycotoxin produced by several fungal species among all the metabolites. From physical hazard, dirty and dusty area can also lead to reduced product quality because particles in the air can contaminate product as they are being produced. Some of the tools used are unsuitable and do not follow the standard, such as use of wood material, which can cause wood chip to be present in the product. The cleanliness of the product handling area is not well maintained and contaminated product can have a negative impact on food quality and safety.
Let's move on to the hazard analysis. There was 3 hazards, which is biological hazard, physical hazard, and chemical hazard. For the chemical hazard, the rat carcasses could introduce harmful pathogens such as Salmonella, E. coli, and other zoonotic disease. For the physical hazard, the foreign subjects such as dead rodents or part of their bodies could be found in the food products. For the chemical hazard, there are contamination from pesticides or cleaning chemicals used to address rodent infestation. are the critical control points. For the first one, we have receiving, which is to ensure that all raw materials are inspected for contamination and any signs of pests before entering the facility. So next is the storage, which is that all ingredients should be stored in sealed containers to prevent access by pests and contamination. One, we have the product environment, which is to establish clean, rodent-proof facilities, including airtight doors and windows, and ensure that no openings where the pests can enter. For the last one is cleaning and sanitation. To implement regular pest control programs and cleanliness protocols to ensure the facility is free from rodents and other pests. The HACCP, I'm going to talk about the critical limits that we have to focus on. So for the first one is the critical limit for the pest control, which is we have to ensure that there is no signs of rodents, insects or their droppings in fruit production area. The second one is the cleaning and sanitation. The cleanliness must meet the food safety standards with no visible contaminations or residues. And for the storage, the raw materials and finished product must be stored at specific temperature to prevent contamination. The example of the raw material is we can store at room temperature or refrigerated, and for the finished product we can store in a cool, dry environment to avoid microbial growth. And last one, the employee hygiene. All employees must adhere to proper hygiene standards, including wearing protective clothing such as gloves and PPE, and practicing regular hand washing.
Next, monitoring procedures and corrective action. So first of all, we need to check storage of food. Allergens must be separated daily. Next is check personal hygiene daily, and also availability of separate utensils and equipment for allergen special order daily. And all of these need to check for daily by manager. So corrective action that need to do is keep the storage area clean, and retrain staff who are not practicing good personal hygiene, and dispose of food that is exposed to an allergen during cooking, and make sure all utensils and tools are safe and clean to use. Next is check specific temperatures for storing raw materials and finished product to avoid contamination. By how? By ensure raw materials are stored at room temperature or refrigerated, and for finished product is stored in a cool or dry environment to prevent microbial growth. And all of this needs to check every batch, which is weekly, by manager or staff. And corrective action for this thing is make sure temperature is correct for storing the product to avoid microbial growth.
Verification. To ensure that HACCP system is effective, the management department must provide training to ensure that all employees perform their work according to HACCP system standard. The management department conduct additional courses to handle production in a more organized and efficient manner. Conduct pre-dig inspection of documentation requirement for each CCP on the production site to ensure that critical limits are met. Set the correct critical limit by calculating the critical limit for each CCP to ensure that the CCP is well controlled. Perform continuous monitoring of record and corrective action for the HACCP system on a regular basis by the audit department. For documentation, firstly, in water supply, the water supply must comply with the Regulation 394 of the Food Regulation 1985, Food Act 1983. Secondly, machining, ensuring that the product, manufacturing and packaging machine are in a good condition and that regular maintenance is performed. Lastly, sanitation facilities, employee hygiene facilities adequate, accessible in the operating area and well maintained at all the time. Hand washing and cleaning facilities are constructed and maintained to prevent contamination.
So in conclusion, food safety is crucial for protecting public health by preventing foodborne illnesses and ensuring that food is safe for consumption. This involves proper handling, storage and preparation technique, as well as strict adherence to hygiene practices to minimize the risk of contamination. Consumers, food producers and regulatory agencies all contribute to maintaining food safety standards.